Last night, the feds finally moved in on the militia members illegally occupying the Malheur Wildlife Refuge, capturing some of the leadership on the outskirts of the area and engaging in a shootout with some of the other militia members, resulting in one death. Here is the overview. Amon Bundy, the sort of, I guess, self-proclaimed leader of the organization, and 4 others, including his brother Ryan Bundy, were arrested after a traffic stop, which resulted in a gunfight. Militia member Robert LaVoy Finicum was killed in the gunfire, and Ryan Bundy was shot in the arm, although he does not appear to be seriously injured. 2 other militia leaders were arrested separately, and a third, John Eric Ritzheimer, turned himself in to authorities in Arizona. He got there really fast. No, I'm joking. He'd been there before. So we do have mug shots of some, not all of the people who were arrested just last night, but you're seeing a good number there, including the Bundy brothers in the top left. Yes.
First of all, I'll just jump in right there with the last graphic that John had there. One of the militia leaders arrested in Arizona. What the hell is he doing in Arizona?
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing to me.
Well, there have been crazy open borders basically this entire time. They're going into town.
No, but
they're buying supplies.
They went and bought groceries. So the thing that amazed me is I kept reading and reading, trying to figure out how are these guys contained earlier, before the shootout. Now we have more details because of the, I don't even know if it's fair to call it a shootout. One guy got killed because he charged the cops, okay, because of the rest. And then when you read into the details, you find out, no, they're free to come and go. Dude goes to Arizona. Nobody arrests them.
Yeah.
They go get groceries. Nobody arrests them.
Well, they
go talk to they say they went and talked to the federal authorities, the F.B.I, unarmed. They'd have conversations with them.
Yeah.
Well, F.B.I, no. If you're having a conversation with a dude who took over federal property with a weapon, here's the conversation. Here how that conversation goes. You're under arrest. That's how that conversation goes. This story is the definition of white privilege. And if you don't see that you've got white privilege, well, you have it and don't realize it, which is the whole point. Now, eventually, this Finicum guy got shot. Let John give you all the details, and then I want to come back with some of the privileges that they had that no one else in the country would be afforded.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think it's easy to criticize, but I think that they were doing a classic starve out, where you just really hope that they don't buy enough groceries for all of them to eat. That's what the government does. They lock them down, they starve them out. They don't eat with them. Necessarily. But yeah, we do have the details on LaVoy, which we'll get to in just a second. But right off the bat, we have a commentary by head Bundy, Cliven Bundy, political leader apparently now, who says this is a total disaster to be happening in America, where we have federal people killing innocent people. He defines innocent differently than I do, I think. We believe that these federal people shouldn't even be there in that state and be in that county and have anything to do with this issue. Well, I feel that way about a different group than the federal people. I have some sons and other people there trying to protect our rights and liberties and freedoms, and now we've got one killed, and all I can say is he's sacrificed for a good purpose. Agree to disagree on that. Now, in terms of the reaction from the militia members. So the militia members find out that LaVoy has been shot, and there's immediately both an uproar in the militia circles right there in Oregon and around the country, but then we also have sort of different ideas of exactly what happened to him, and it took a little while for the real story to come out. So first, here is video released by militiamen in Oregon when they find out that one of their own has been killed in a shootout with the police.
Media has been ordered to leave. That means they're coming to kill us, and they don't want them to see that. They're going to murder all of us, and the medias are cowards. Stay and show the truth! Show the truth! Media's been waiting for a bloodbath this whole time we've been here. Now there's going to be one, and they're running. They're told to run because the feds don't want to know who's murdering us. American people better wake up, get here, and fight for your country. Right now, it is on.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the militia comes after you, FBI?
All you military that's been fighting for your country overseas, you can fight for your country right here in America. Get here, get some. This is history in the making. There are no laws in this United States now. This is a free-for-all Armageddon. Any Leo or military or law enforcement or feds that stand up and fuck their oath, don't abide by their oath, are the enemy. If they stop you from getting here, kill them!
Okay, so just right off the bat, all of you who keep tweeting us and have been since the beginning that they haven't threatened anyone, even though they have almost every day in the interim, he just said to kill them if they try to stop you.
If any authorities try to stop you, kill them.
Kill them. So
Could
just
you
be clear.
imagine?
Be clear.
No, I'm done. Drop it. Drop it. Could you imagine if armed black people looked at a camera and said, if the cops stop you at all, kill them? We're gonna have a conversation with these guys? They're free to come and go for 3 weeks. These guys, there was no perimeter. The FBI says, oh, don't worry, we just set up a perimeter. Goddamn right I'm worried. Why didn't you set up a perimeter the first time that they captured a federal building armed, talking about how they're going to murder people who come and try to take it from them? That is theft of federal property. By the way, it is a sentence punishable for up to 10 years if you take any federal property above $1,000 without permission. That is exactly what happened here. They took fairly large federal property. And here these guys on camera say, we're going to murder the cops, right? If they come to get us, you stole shit, you criminal, you thug. You went and stole it with weapons, and now you say if you come to take it back, oh, I'm going to kill you, right? And then more people should come and be traitors to America while pretending to be patriots. Look at the white privilege here. And it's, by the way, not just white, it's right-wing privilege. Because if white left-wingers had taken over, environmental groups had taken over and said, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, whatever it was, it doesn't matter if it's a Latino black group or it's just white, Greenpeace or animal rights guys. Nobody gets to come and go and threaten cops and talking about killing them. Look at here's what happened. So first of all, as John read to you, he said, Cliven Bundy, about the guy who got killed, he sacrificed for a good purpose. Yeah, thank you for being exactly like the Muslim radicals. Oh, he was a good martyr, sacrificed for a good purpose, right? So now, the guy who was killed, Finicum, according to 2 guys in the car, got out of the car, would not listen to the cops, rushed at the cops, and the cops had to shoot him, okay? There's an 18-year-old who's melodramatic, who got to go into the camp, who now says, oh, no, he had his arms up and was surrendering. Her compatriots who were in the car with her, the other militia members, are like, that's not true. He charged at the cops, okay? So now, that Finicum guy says, before he obviously got shot a couple of days ago, he said, we used to walk up to the feds and talk to the agents in a friendly manner, unarmed and stuff. After you took over the federal building armed, can you imagine Black Panthers take over a building, armed Muslims take over a building, and they just walk up to the FBI and have a friendly conversation with them, and they don't get arrested. This is white privilege. You can steal stuff. You can steal federal stuff, and they don't even arrest you for 3 weeks. And then he says, now they're no longer willing to engage in friendly dialogue. I mean, you don't even know your privilege.
The tenor has changed.
The guy says, why are you ramping it up now? Why the rattling of the sabers? You ramped it up when you took the building with arms. He says, and we're saying, why be so unfriendly?
Why?
Why are you so threatening?
Why be so unfriendly?
Because you were threatening when you grabbed your assault weapons and took over the federal building and said, we will murder anyone who comes inside that is federal authorities or local authorities. That is the threatening part. But if you're white and right wing, you own, because the idea is I own the place. Yeah. Even if it's not mine, I'll just steal it, and now I own it, because that's the history of this country.
And then you get mad because they aren't following the law. That's what that fat bastard is
No, you aren't following the law. I've got more. So why is that 18-year-old in the car the one making up the stories? According to other militia members, she's making up stories.
Victoria Sharp.
Yeah. Last week, her mother and 6 siblings came to sing for the militants. What the fuck are we doing? The FBI, local authorities, let people go in and out of the house. They let kids walk into the house to sing for them. Could you imagine Muslim radicals take over a federal building with weapons?
Just bring the kids.
Like, oh, no, but to be fair, kids came in to sing for them, and we let them.
Yeah.
Are you fucking, no, you don't believe that. Even if you're the dumbest right-winger in the country, you don't believe that. You know that we would surround the building, we wouldn't let anybody in, we wouldn't let anybody out. But if you're white and right-wing, you get to do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, you've been stealing shit this whole history of the country, so you feel like, well, I'm entitled to steal other people's stuff, and I'm entitled to get away with it. I'm entitled to have my family join me. Okay. Sharp, the 18-year-old, not arrested. You're in a shootout with cops. Okay, she's 18 years old. You're telling me, you know, the black girls at that pool in Texas, you remember?
We got thrown around.
Right, they were teenagers. They were under 18. They're at a pool party. They get thrown around like this. You're a fucking black girl, so we throw you around like this. You're a white girl in a shootout with cops, and you walk away. You walk away. White privilege, you don't get it because you feel like I own this country. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can tell cops I'm going to murder them. I can have one of my buddies get in a shootout with the cops, and I walk the fuck away. You know how quickly she'd have been put down, let alone arrested, if she was black, Latino, Muslim, or any other minority. Okay, put her aside. 2 of Cliven Bundy's bodyguards who were in the car were seized by the authorities, as they seized everybody, questioned, and then they let him go. Could you imagine? Oh, I've got a Muslim radical leader here who took a federal building with weapons, and his bodyguards with weapons in a shootout with cops. They go, oh, well, you were just bodyguards. You were just Muslim jihadi bodyguards. You're free to go, right? They were free to go. They're out right now. This is the definition of white privilege. And by the way, again, right wing, no way if it's a Greenpeace people or other people that they let them go.
If it's a Berkeley
no
student,
way.
they get pepper sprayed from an inch away. We understand that.
Oh, I mean, you're a protester on a college campus and you're left wing. You're protesting war. They're going to put you down. They're going to pepper spray you. They're going to mace you. They might shoot you. But they're not going to let you walk away if you're armed. You know what, by the way, everyone involved in those cars, if they're not white right-wingers, you know what happens to them? Life sentence. You know why? I've covered this a million times on the show, and look it up. It's called felony murder. They're in the commission of a criminal act, a felony. Someone gets shot and dies, and yes, it can be a person involved in committing the felony. This is the most classic case, an armed bank robbery. A guy goes in, his buddy gets shot by the cops. He gets a life sentence because someone died in the commission of that criminal act. Someone died. Finicum died. All the people in the cars, felony murder, life sentence. But that's only if they're black, Latino, or any other minority. But if you're white and you're a right-winger, they let you walk out of the fucking building. This is insane, man. There's 2 different laws in the country, and we walk around and pretend it isn't. Why am I so angry today? Because in my infinite foolishness and naivete, I didn't realize it was this bad. After all of this, I thought, no, they must have a perimeter around the place. They must arrest the bodyguards. Of course you arrest the bodyguards and put them in jail. No, I was wrong. I was wrong. If you're white and right-wing in this country, you can do almost anything and get away with it. You know, Cliven Bundy, the dad who's talking about martyrs now, he still owes the government $1 million. It's like, I'm not paying it, and if you come to collect it, like we did last time, we'll shoot you in the head. Can you imagine a black man owes $10 rather than $1 million to the federal authorities or state authorities, and he says, no, you can't collect the $10 I owe you because I'll shoot you in the head if you do. And you have any idea how quickly he'd be put down?
They would wait a month or so.
Tamir Rice was a 12-year-old. He was a 12-year-old, for Christ's sake. He had a toy gun. These guys have real guns. Tamir Rice didn't say, I'll kill you. They never gave him a chance to speak. He was shot dead in 2 seconds. These guys have been saying for 3 weeks, he gets 2 seconds. They get 3 weeks of saying, we're going to murder you, we're going to murder you, we're going to murder you, and they still get away with it. So finally, after 3 weeks, they bothered to arrest them. Fucking white privilege. That's what this is.